Invite a budget blind style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
It's a rare disease that affects people all across Canada. Here at home, several members of the community gathered at City Hall for a special event in the fight against muscular dystrophy. Residents are walking to show their support for the cause and raise money for those in need. Chris Shaken has more.
Well, today we are gathered to raise awareness and raise funds for muscular dystrophy.
Jacqueline Tyson and other supporters are in front of City Hall for the annual walk in support of the over 50,000 Canadians that are affected by the serious disorder.
It's considered a rare disease. There's actually 150 different types of neuromuscular disorders, but it is one that not a lot of people know about. So it's a really great opportunity to teach the public about what muscular dystrophy is and how it affects everyone.
Rare indeed, and it weakens the body's muscles and destroys cells and tissue. 37-year-old Courtney Armstrong is this year's ambassador and has participated over the last couple years.
I had it since I was born, so I couldn't walk since I was born. So for me to walk, I wouldn't know what it would be to walk.
Armstrong always looks forward to getting together with other families affected by the disorder and hopes to raise a sufficient amount of funds to help those who need it most. Geraldine Coolidge is a major voice and advocate for muscular dystrophy in the border city. Her 9-year-old son Preston was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy several years ago.
Duchenne muscular dystrophy is the leading fatal disease amongst children at this point in time. They give me a lifespan of about 25 to 30 for Preston. His muscles are dying. He's slowly losing his ability to walk, and as it kind of goes up his body and eventually affects his heart and his lungs. At this point in time, there's no treatment or cure available, but we're working very hard too.
Preston is able to run and play with his friends and enjoys the annual walk.
How happy does it make you?
Very, very, very happy.
Well, the goal of today's event was to raise $5,500 in support for muscular dystrophy. But thanks to help from the community and friends and family, they have surpassed that number and are continuing to accept donations. Reporting from City Hall, Chris Shaken, Newcap News.
It was the store known to kick off the shopping and economy in Lloydminster and bring in people from all around the area. 25 years ago this month, Superstore came to Lloydminster.
It's going to be big, 3 times the size of the Lloydminster Safeway store. It's going to sell food, drug, and department store merchandise. It's going to employ 350 people. It's the real Canadian Superstore, and it's coming to Lloydminster, thanks to development plans of Nelson Lumber. The project is going to mean some definite changes to area now occupied by Nelson Lumber facilities. Work is underway to acquire the land now occupied by the Lloydminster Motel. 52nd Avenue would be continued south from its current dead end at 42nd to allow for better traffic flow. It's a $9 million deal, which will start immediately.
The development permits will be happening right away. The actual demolition will be probably January, and probably a start in February.
The city is certainly pleased with the Superstore development, but council did not grant any tax breaks to the Nelson project to bring it home.
That's right. That was the mandate council set out for the committee that was negotiating, that they didn't feel tax concession was a good precedent to set.
The Superstore chain has operated its warehouse-style stores successfully in larger markets like Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver. But this foray into a much smaller market comes at a time when officials see substantial opportunity in the border city.
We see a very solid economy, and one that, of course, with the upgrader has a great opportunity for growth.
Mayor Gulak is excited because the Superstore might be the ticket needed to transform Lloydminster into the much talked about regional shopping center.
Superstore attracts a lot of people to a community. Right now there's probably a lot from this community going to Edmonton to do their grocery shopping. This way we'll keep them at home, and we'll draw from Vegreville and Meadow Lake and North Battleford even.
And let's not forget the jobs. As many as 350 people needed. Most will be hired locally.
We'll bring in probably somebody who's an assistant department manager in maybe a Calgary or a Regina location in order to get the department up and running.
Glenn Kirby, Broadcast Center News.
And even with the threat of superstore workers going on strike across Alberta a couple of years ago, the one here in Lloydminster is still going strong. Welcome back. Well, before we leave you tonight, we're going to tell you one more story, and this one is really close to home. Residents of one lucky Lloydminster neighborhood will have the opportunity to get to know those who live around them as the city announced the winners of the block party contest. After going through almost 400 submitted surveys, city staff chose the neighborhood of Steel Heights as their winner.
It's going to be a good time. We plan to have a barbecue and food and games and activities for adults and kids. We want to create a very casual, fun, safe atmosphere where families and individuals can kind of get together, get to know each other, and just have a good time.
The citywide contest came as Lloydminster staff aimed to create a better sense of community.
Lloydminster's had a lot of newcomers come in, lots of new people, lots of growth, and with that we wanted to provide the opportunity for people to build closer and tighter-knit neighborhoods. The block party is planned for the end of the month. Residents in Steel Heights will be notified over the next couple of weeks.
Well, that's pretty cool. It's an exciting idea.
Yeah, I know you had the people who filled out the 400 surveys had a chance to tell the city what they wanted to see. I would love to see some sidewalk chalk there.
Ah, that would be pretty fun. Yeah, a little bit of hopscotch.
A little bit of hopscotch for sure.
Yeah.
Which you are volunteering for.
Yeah,
right?
you could make all the diagrams. You could do it yourself.
Hey, I mean, if it comes with the free barbecue in Steel Heights, I would for sure go.
Well, I didn't grow up in a city, but I think you grew up in a city for sure.
Did.
And did you ever see anything like this?
No, it's a really good effort. I think it's really nice. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.